Yes.
Okay, thank you. So where we try to solve some data problems, ask questions, and interact. So um, am I supposed to start or a brief introduction, Miriam? Okay, that's cool. Um, all right. So let me take the introduction part again. My name is Olufumilola. I have my background in statistics. I have a master's in statistics as well. And I currently work as a business intelligence analyst with an organization here in Nigeria. And my skill set are Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Those are like my day-to-day tool at the moment. And outside of work, I own a data community. I would say I'm one of the admins of a particular data community where we try to do data related activities, solve data problems, interact, just to learn. And I'm trying to. Okay, so outside of this, these are like so my day to day as a data analyst has to do with working on data tools, thinking about business, thinking about the business problems that a data could solve at time, and also trying to my insight across to the management because it is wanting to do data analysis it is another thing to understand what problem you're trying to solve at time. And it is another thing entirely to be able to pass your insight across, like communicate your insights in a way that so people will understand what you are trying to do. Because it could be so technical to say, oh, this is my dashboard, and no one else can relate to the dashboard apart from you. So I think I idea that the organizers of the program gave to me. And if smooth flow, I would like to go by the guide. Please give me some seconds. So I think I want this to be interactive, if that is fine by Marianne. But then let me try to. Okay. Thank you. So I think I would like to get our thumbs up at some point in time, so I will know I'm not speaking to myself. So I'm trying to. Okay, Victoria. Hi, Victoria.
Hi, Olufu. Oh my goodness. Allow me to call you
You can just. You
Peju,
can just.
please.
You can just. Oh, I get it.
Yes. Okay, so I had you well, and I'm so impressed because I'm also a statistician. I hold a master's in statistics as well. So the question comes to
Okay.
you now. What made you shift from statistics to data analytics?
Okay. So is it like a switch? I can't switch, right? I initially, right, when as an undergraduate, I was not really thinking about data analytics, to be honest. And I think I started data analytics, and that was when I was actually thinking of, oh, how do I make money? So before I started data analytics, I was already thinking, oh, maybe when I finish my masters, I'll go for a PhD, I'll get a lecturing job, and all of that. But at some point in time, I was just thinking in the line of, oh, this is me getting more certifications. This is me getting more certificates. Like, how do I really make
Right.
money? Like, how do I really make money? Even if um even if I'm saying, okay, I am with my masters, I want to start degree, that does not guarantee that I'll get employed. I'll get an employment offer. And it's another thing to think of impact, because fine, what would I do that will really make me feel fulfilled? I started tilting towards the point, and at the point in time when I was doing my masters, I was teaching in a secondary school. I was teaching mathematics, so I was not really fulfilled at it. I was just feeling like, oh, this pay is ridiculous. This is not what I want. And judging by the that lecturers and so within Nigeria, though, I was not really impressed. And the whole effort of how to even get the lecturing job, how to navigate those things just felt like a lot of burden, and I felt like I might need someone up there to hire me or to mend me, or if I don't have all of that, I might not really get the job. So that was when I started thinking of, okay, outside of all of this trouble, what can I really do for myself? And that was when I now started thinking of, oh, I think I need a skill set that can really fish me out for opportunities. And that was like the background that made me started learning data analytics, because obviously statistics is like a bedrock to data analytics, but that does not mean if you're a statistician you can do data analysis, you can solve problem, you can meet needs. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, hi
Loud and
Victoria, I'm
clear.
not sure if I answered.
Loud
Yeah,
and clear.
yes, sure. I've answered.
Okay. So yeah, so that we'll have like a pattern. There was a guide that was shared with me. I want to add. So if you have a question in between, you can just raise your hand, and I'll try to talk about it. So the first thing is, how did you get into data? So I think I've talked about that a bit, but how I get into data was that during my master's program, I was trying to do my research work. I was trying to work thesis, and I had to do some data work. And funny enough, I could not do it all alone, looking for help. And it does not really make sense that, okay, fine, I said I'm doing master's in statistics, I'm still seeking help to do my own data work. So that was when I started thinking of, oh, I think I should be able to even solve problem before I can for before I post problem. So that was when I started watching tutorial videos on YouTube. That, oh, what if I want to do data analysis? What are the things I need to learn? What are the things I need to know? And at that point in time, I was trying to use SPSS for my research work. Was it SPSS? Okay, I was trying to use R. I was trying to use R for my research work, but then I later get to know that, oh, it's not just about this particular tool. So it's not just about a specific tool, it's about the skills that it's about understanding and how I can use a skill per time. So that was how I started um, checking out tutorial videos, checking out what it takes to be a data analyst. And that was in 2020 before lockdown. Okay, so what did you study? I think I mentioned it in the course of this call. So challenges. Guys, I need to say this is engagement outside of my community, right? So I don't know if I'm doing it the right way. I'm just trying to. Okay, so I'm just trying. What do you say? Hello. Okay, so I should read out the questions I have here, right? Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Okay. So, the early tools, right? I mentioned that I used R at some point for my research work during my master's program. But then outside of that research work, I realized that I need to start, that for it's actually there's a research topic, there's like a pattern that I need to follow to have a particular result. And that does not mean that does not make our generally acceptable. So I thought of it that, okay, if I really want to like understand, and I said I was watching tutorial videos and all that. So I realized that if I really need to like understand the basics in analytics, I needed to start with Excel. So I started using Microsoft Excel. I started watching tutorials on Microsoft Excel. I I was watching tutorials. I was trying to solve a particular problem. And I think another thing that I was doing then was to check job adverts. So anytime I see a data analyst job role, I will see, okay, what are the skills, what are the requirements aside from your degree, aside what did they need? What did they say they want to see? Maybe, okay, you need to know how to use a pivot table, you need to know how to do data cleaning. I was just looking out for those things. So anytime I see something that I've learned, I will try to go back to it. That, oh, this thing is actually important. It's one of the requirements for a particular organization. And anytime I see something that I don't really know about, I try to search. I try to research about it. I try to say, oh, what's VLOOKUP? Why they say they need it? What's like the impact? What's the advantage of knowing it? What is it going to add to the organization? So that was how I was just learning with curiosity, because as at that point in time, I there was no like a roadmap for me. I just felt, okay, from my little research, I need to Excel. And when I started with Excel, I was checking out us that I see, and what are their requirements, what, what are the things they need to know. I'm not sure if I'm answering the question right. Okay. So at that point in time, sorry to cut in. At that point in time, I had no community. I know I didn't really know about one. I wasn't on LinkedIn. I was just on my own. I was on my own trying to figure out things. Yeah. Okay. So that's I there's no roadmap one. I was thinking about a lot of tools out there. There was no roadmap. That was like one of the first big issue. And there were a lot of tools that I was just thinking about. So today I might be watching a tutorial video on Excel, and tomorrow I might want to start a course in Power BI so that it will feel like, okay, I know how to use Power BI. And maybe the next day I might be thinking of SQL, like, oh, people are writing codes, let me write code. So those are like my mistakes. And it was like that because there was no one to guide me on. There was no there was no laid down roadmap for me, and there was no community, and I was not even on LinkedIn. I don't think I've joined LinkedIn at that time. I later joined LinkedIn, and I started seeing a lot of discoveries, to be honest. But before then, before I joined LinkedIn, it was a whole lot of efforts. It was a whole lot of efforts trying to do things on my own, trying to figure out things. But later on, I joined LinkedIn, and how I joined LinkedIn was okay. I was done with my masters. I needed a job badly, to be honest. I needed a job badly. I felt like, okay, I have some knowledge of data analytics that should be able to get me a job, but there is there is not just the right channel to getting that job, and I just felt I needed something to push. So at some point in time, I heard about LinkedIn that, oh, when you get a job, I just downloaded the app, and I started using Easy Apply. So I used Easy Apply option for months. Nothing was coming forth. So I optimized my profile. I put data analyst. I did all of those things. But then I was still not getting a job. So I was just frustrated that, oh, I thought they said once you're on LinkedIn, you'll get a job. But I'm still here searching and using the Easy Apply option. So I don't know if I should continue with what I'm saying, if it's actually answering your question. Okay, so when I got my first job, I have learnt about Excel very well. I was very good with Excel. I think at that time I would give myself a 7 in Excel and maybe a 5 in Google Sheets. But aside from Excel and Google Sheets, I actually learned Power BI. So I learned some, let's say, average and SQL. But as at that time, my first job, I was not using Excel. Sorry, I was not using SQL. I was not using Power BI. I was using Google Sheets and Excel. So I don't know. I didn't use most of the skills. I didn't use like SQL. I didn't use Power BI. That's my first job. So I can't really say if. So what I can say is I know about those things, but they were not required for the job, basically. So what I was doing was more of data cleaning, data analytics, reporting, and they were mostly in Excel, Google Sheets, and PowerPoint. So I was not using all these. I'm writing queries. I'm using DAX function. I was not using those things. And I think if I would advise anyone, if you're starting out, well, I know there are a lot of organizations that still use Excel, to be honest. There are a lot of organizations that still want you to, and the idea of SQL is this: for you to be able to, for an organization to hire you to come and work with them as a data analyst, that you'll be using Excel. That means they have a database. And most organizations have out there, they don't really have a database. They will still like import their data into Excel. They will still give you their raw data as a document that you import into Excel. So importing it into Excel means you might not even have reasons to use SQL unless you are working with an organization that has a database. Even my current job, they don't have a database. So I'm still not using SQL as my current job, although I'm using Power BI. So I'm not using SQL because they don't have a database. So let's say I get another job today, they owns a database. I know that my SQL skills will come to play. So there are a lot of tools out there, but then you should know why you are using a particular tool, why you are learning a particular tool. So if you are overwhelmed, or if you are swamped with, oh, I want to learn this, I want to learn that, I want to be able to code. Oh my, there are a lot of people that they are not coding yet as a data analyst. Hmm, I haven't think about that question very well. What do I wish I knew earlier? Well, I think I wish I knew about some communities, some challenges earlier, because have it would have speed off my growth. And I think, yeah, that's like the best answer right now, because learning alone is difficult. I don't wish that on my enemy. And you know that, let's say, I'm very sure, okay, even if you are new to data analytics and all that, you've gone through school. If you are doing a group work in school, you can easily say, oh, let me see what you are doing. Oh, let me see the way you arrive at your final answer. If you are doing it alone, you're on your own, and you learn faster in group. Anything group work is for you to rub on each other. Oh, I think you use 2 plus 2 to get your 4, and why am I using 3 plus 1? I think next time I'll use 2 plus 2. So it's faster, is easier, is less of a burden to learn in groups. And the fact that you can easily see the end result of what someone else is doing makes it less overwhelming. So now I think if I'll say why, what did I wish I knew earlier? I wish I knew about some Power BI challenges. I wish I knew about some communities. I wish I knew about how people were learning how to write query, like understanding function in a group, other than watching YouTube tutorial videos, applying your knowledge, not able to solve the problem at a particular point in time, getting frustrated, closing your laptop, going back to it all by yourself, all of these things. Okay, that I think one of it was when I got my first offer. When I got my first data job, then I was, I said I was done with my masters. I finished my masters in I think I did my final defense in June or July. Sorry, okay, I did my final defense in May. So I finished all the documentation and everything in, was it June or July 2021. I was frustrated. I just wanted a job, and I I said I was teaching, but that teaching, it was not like I was sponsoring my masters. My parents sponsored my master's program. So for a girl child, age is not on your side. You know your parents have been sponsoring you all your life, basically, and you just wanted to break through. So when I got that job, even though the pay was low because of I don't have experience and all that, but I was happy. Like, I was happy that I could earn money from my skills. I don't know if you understand that feeling. So that was like one of the time that I felt fulfilled, like, oh God, this is actually happening. And aside from that, okay, when I got my second job last year, I think I was happy, but I think the first one was like my wow moment. So another one that think I want to mention is when I got my first recognition. So I do I do content creation. I try to push out my work on LinkedIn. I do all of those things. So when I got an email from a stranger that, oh, we see you are doing a great job in data analytics. You are one of, I think, top 10 professional in Africa or something in data analytics. I'm like, from where to where? How did you even get here? Like, who is giving you these people this information? Like, so those are like the moments that I felt like, oh, someone is actually seeing what I'm doing. Like, I'm actually making sense, honestly. So those two moments were the moments that, even though I've had a lot of bad moments that maybe I had an interview, I don't even understand their questions and all of those things. I did an interview, I messed up and I nearly cried. Maybe I did my analytics well, I could not communicate well. I've had a lot of that. So when I think of those two moments, I'm like, oh no, I think I'm up to something and I can achieve more. So those are like the moments that I'm really, really happy of that. Even if I think of the 1,000 bad days that I've had, if I think of those two moments, I feel much more happier. Okay, so basic skills. So to be honest, right, this is 2026. I mentioned that my first job was 2021, and as at that time, AI was not really a thing. You can easily understand Excel and maybe Google Sheets just like myself, and a bit of knowledge in SQL and Power BI, and yes, you have a job. But the requirements, I feel like the requirements now are much more intense, and I feel like it's like that because of the way things are in the market now, the way you can use AI for a lot of things and all of that. Even even though there are still organizations that still require those basic skills alone. So I feel like if you want to like get a job right now, understand the basics first and start applying. But you know that you are not just understanding the basics and stopping there. You want to know how to use Excel regardless of how AI is taking over. You want to understand Excel as a data analyst. You want to know it. You want to understand it. You want to be able to answer questions with Excel. Okay, now you understand Excel. When you're applying for jobs, I think if your Excel skills is 60-70%, you have the guarantee that, oh, when they are talking about a particular thing, even though I might not be able to use another tool to answer that question, I can use Excel to answer that question. And if you are going for job opportunities, obviously you won't put just Microsoft Excel as your only tool set in your CV. But you know that, oh, this is the tool that I am very comfortable with at the moment. I feel like if you start applying with Excel, you might still get an organization, because there are a lot of organizations that use Excel that even if they will give you data tests to do before you get in, it will still be in Excel or Google Sheet. And if you now feel like, okay, you're comfortable with the Excel, you can move on to other tools and add those tools to your tool set, but then start with Excel. And there is one thing that I really like emphasizing. When you are learning, don't learn in isolation. Don't learn in a group, learn with the community and showcase your work. Nobody will know you as a data analyst when you are not making noise about the things you are doing. Like, you need to carry speaker. I used to tell people in my communities, you need to put speaker in your mouth and start shouting these things that you are doing. Don't do it on your laptop and close it. post on social media. If you choose any platform, maybe TikTok, maybe LinkedIn, like I think I'm much more comfortable with LinkedIn. I just started a bit of things on TikTok. If you want to use LinkedIn, if you want to use Twitter, if you want to use Facebook, if you want to use Instagram, if any platform that you want to use, just make sure that once you analyze the data, maybe you clean a particular data set, maybe anything you do, post it, showcase it, make noise about it, let people know that there's somebody somewhere in your country that is doing this great work in analytics. Because opportunities will you attract opportunities like that, and people will get to know you for what you do. I can mention names of people that I've not seen on LinkedIn that I can easily tell from what I've seen them posting that, oh, this person is doing a great job. And if I need to say, maybe, okay, let's say I need someone, I'm a data analyst, I need one more person on a particular job, I know who to reach out to. And I know them not because I've seen them before, but by what they've been posting, by the content they shoot out there. And these are ways that recruiters to get to look out for people that they can hire. If you have been very consistent with showcasing your work, anybody that sees your work will know that, oh, this person is doing a great job. So it is not enough to say, okay, I'm learning, I know how to use Excel, then I'm sending out CV. Okay, I've sent out 1,000 CV this week. Nobody is saying, come and, okay, let's hire you. You be ready to position yourself for opportunities. Have a strategy, like, and be consistent with it. If you are using TikTok, be consistent with TikTok. Even though I started using TikTok, or I started posting on TikTok recently, I've seen Power BI developers, data analysts, business intelligence analysts, I can tell that, oh, I think this person knows what she's doing. She's actually doing a great job in her. From there's no way you will post consistently and people will not see you. People will see you, people will know your words, people will know that, oh, this person is actually doing something good for herself. And opportunities will come to you like that than you just sitting down, pressing your laptop. Oh, I'm done with data analytics for today. I'll continue again tomorrow. And you're just keeping all those effort on you. Even when I've seen people post about why they don't feel like posting. I don't know if you get it. You know that, okay, you're a data analyst. You have a content calendar. Oh, on Monday I'll post this. Maybe on Wednesday I'll post this. But you're not even posting all of those things. You are posting why you don't feel like posting. Oh, I've seen people post, oh, I was trying to analyze this data and I couldn't. My system was this, my laptop was that. Showcase what you are doing part time. It's not about the success story, it's not about the certificate alone, because a lot of data analysts will just come and say, okay, I just finished a course, they'll post it, people will like it, they will, in the next 3 months, you will not see them again. Okay, when you were trying to achieve that certification, oh, I spent 30 hours doing this. Oh, at the end of the day, I learned that DAX function. I realized that this is this. Those things will make people know that, oh, you are really going through this thing. It's not just about the certification. And when, let's say, okay, you have your first dashboard, don't be shy to say, oh, this is my first dashboard in Power BI. Post it, let people relate, and that is how people get to know that, oh, this person is actually growing. Let's say maybe when I started posting on LinkedIn, I was posting about Excel. I'm no longer posting about Excel. So anybody that comes to my DM or comes to my profile knows that, oh, this person have actually grown. At some point she was posting Excel, now she's doing something much more better. Yeah.
Sure, sure, sure. Ladies, you're welcome to the question and answer section of the dialogue. And oh wow, Irene, you have a question? Please, you may unmute and begin.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. My name is Irene Matano. Yes, I could like to ask this question like, how important are the certifications in this field? Like in your learning journey, how important were the certificates in this field? Thank you.
Okay. Hi, Irene. So, certification, right? So, for me, I'll say that I don't think I have a recognized certification at the moment. Maybe a certification from Google, a certification from, I don't have them at the moment. So, I might not really be able to speak about how important it is. But then one thing I know is regardless of those certification, any opportunity or any job offers, we still want to see what you can do. There are some jobs, there are some organizations that for you to apply to them, for you to say, okay, you want to work with them as a data analyst, you have to be maybe Google certified, Microsoft certified, or there are a lot of certification out there. But at the end of the day, you still need to be able to prove that I can do what I said I can do. So even though there are some organizations that want you to be certified and bring in your certificates before your interview and all of that, there are organizations that don't even care if you have those certifications or not. So far you can do the job. So far you can do the work. So, and you know that there are most courses out there now, even though they are not Google certified or Microsoft certified, you still get your certification. So those ones are like the regular certification that everybody get to post and all of that. But then there are Google certified courses that they are Google certified courses, there are Microsoft certified courses that some organization requires you to have. So when I was talking about certification earlier, I was talking about, oh, I finished a course in Power BI. This is my certificate. I have a lot of those ones actually. But for a specific maybe business intelligence certification, maybe this one, maybe Scrum Master or something. Those ones are like specific to a particular maybe industry and they want you to have it before you can work with them. But if you are talking about all the general certification, regardless of those certification, if you have like 10 of those things and you can still prove your job, you can still prove your expertise. I mean, nobody will hire you.
Thank you very much, Olufumilola. Thank you very much, Lola. It's very true. It's very true. Also, I have a question. I also have a question. In this time of AI, the rise of AI, and there's always tend to be a lot of scares that it will take our jobs, it will take our jobs, and some people get scared of that, and but others believe that there will be that it's possible to combine the two, like humans and AI. Now, in this space, in our space of data analytics, I'd like to ask: do you think that's a possibility in your POV, in your point of view? Just asking.
Okay. So for me, I don't think AI will take our job. I just feel or I believe that using AI will help to improve how we work as a data analyst. So let me give you an instance. Before now, before AI, before ChatGPT and all of that, anytime I want to do data analysis, okay. So I did mention something earlier. I try as much as possible to document. So as I try to document, 2021, when I was learning SQL and Excel, I had a Google Word document or a Google Word document that I write down. Maybe okay, I use pivot table today. When I was trying to use pivot table, I faced this order. At the end of the day, I was able to resolve. I like to write those things. And in short, I write